Nicholas, what were we thinking?
God knows, eh?
I tell you what were we thinking. I mean, if you have to actually think back, and I'm going to put a picture of Nicholas and I when we were little and when we started. You guys are going to laugh. I don't know who we thought we were, but we were the maverick. I mean, we had our
12-year-old and the 15-year-old.
and there we were. We were the go-to, and we were saving animals, and we thought we were doing a damn good job, didn't we?
That's right. We thought we were.
I mean, do you remember the day that you came home? Your mother must have wanted to die. You came home with a box of baby chicks. Do you
Yes, I
remember?
remember.
What did you do? I remember what you did.
We put them in a drawer.
We emptied a chest of drawers, and did we feed the chicks even? Did we know how to?
No, of course we did, yeah.
And we put the chickens, the baby chicks, into a chest of drawers. And that was like one of the ridiculous things we did. And then the other thing I remember was...
With air holes, obviously.
You're believing that now, but we don't even know what we did in those days.
No, they survived. Because we released them to their farm, remember?
Well, I don't know. All I know is that we were just like...
I remember the baby lamb that was walking on the highway.
Yeah, so the baby lamb, Nicholas took into his house, and he told his mother, this will be the lamb that will stay with me and sleep with me in the house. Right?
Yeah.
On the bed, mind you. And it peed its head off on Nicholas's bed.
Yeah.
So that lamb was like, shame. I don't remember. I think
it was also a good story. We gave it to a rescue center, I remember. To a Dutch farm or something like that.
But then
where
also,
they weren't going to eat it.
And then, Nicholas, you remember coming out...
But they were talking about 50 years ago, eh?
Yeah, 40 years ago. No, it was 50 years ago.
Yes, 50 years ago.
And then Nicholas came with this grandiose idea is that we were going to build a farm. And I always believed him. Like I said, we're going to build a farm. Of course we can do this. But the reality of it all is, did we actually know what we were letting ourselves in?
Yeah, definitely not.
I mean,
that we're going to create this monster that we have.
And it's a grow monster because it never stops. And then this year, 2024, we took in peacocks. It was like relentless. The farmyard grew, thanks, Talia. Suddenly cows and goats they were just arriving, and we made a plan. Didn't we just make a plan? Just let me switch this. We're walking off, guys. Just
I know we made a plan.
And it's been...
They all survived, thank God. You know, baby chickens and all kinds of...
And then along the way you
learn... Lots of roosters.
Yeah. And then you also learn, can you put the chickens with the roosters?
You can't. You have to keep the hens separate because otherwise the roosters start to fight because basically we're a rooster rescue.
But I have to laugh
because... That's part of our mission. And as soon as you bring a girl into the block, they all start fighting again.
But I have to laugh at Nicholas. I mean, along comes... the peacocks, and it was 1 peacock, 2 peacocks, 3 peacocks, and then these peacocks were on my roof in my house. And I mean, this is recent. So when we talk about did we know what we were doing? No, we didn't know what we were doing. But then again, I drive up the driveway and I see Nicholas building these monstrosities on top of the like these huge poles, and on top of the poles are going dog kennels. And
well, that's for the peacocks to live in because they like to go high.
So where have they lived?
Feel safe.
Actually, are they living in there, Nicholas?
They're living in there, and also they're living in the rabbit park as well.
In the bunny park.
The bunny park as well.
So you live and learn. But guys, although we're joking and we're laughing, and did we know what we were going to do? No. And as we say, this was a grow monster, and it will forever have a new project happening. But at the end of the day, Nicholas, who do we attain this to?
But to thank all of you. If it wasn't for you guys supporting us, we could do nothing.
It is absolutely a reality.
So without all the dogs, the cats, the bunnies, the peacocks, the cows,
the donkeys, our one horse,
the horse. What else, Denny?
Our goats.
Pigeons. We love the pigeons.
Oh gosh, the pigeons are killing us. But anyway, Nicholas, being pro-life,
all of
pigeons
these
have an opportunity. But guys,
if we didn't have fundings from you guys,
it's you
guys, we wouldn't be able to do it.
So 2024 is
outreaches. We wouldn't be able to perform those. You know, we wouldn't be able to save lives. Thank you, guys. It's you guys that make all the difference.
You know, there's a lovely saying, and I try and keep it because we donate a lot out, as you all know. But give without expecting, but receive without forgetting. And we have never forgotten who stood by us in our darkest hours.
Through thick and thin.
Through thick and thin.
You guys have always been there.
Thank you
so
to
much.
all our supporters, our warriors, our cheerleaders.
Let's just run off some statistics, though.
Our statistics. Okay, this one actually came to me as like, wow. So
what we've achieved.
What you've achieved. Because of you that we're able to do this. So we do 2 outreaches a week. Now you do the math. So 2 outreaches. We go out on a Tuesday, stereo on a Wednesday, or medicate on a Wednesday, return to the disadvantaged communities on the Thursday.
So we're talking about 100 a year, at least.
Those are outreaches, but that's not including the big outreaches, like the huge outreaches where we
mine and all of those that we did.
Where we go off property and we do like 500 animals at a time, or 200 or 100 as we did in the Kopanang mines. So those
sterilizations we're doing consistently at least 200 a month.
So
you're talking about 2,400 a year, which is substantial difference to the procreation of unwanted animals.
It's actually a little bit more, Nicholas, because very often people will phone me and they say they live in sort of the warm bars area. What do they call it today? It's not called warm bars anymore. Bella. And I'll say, well, you know, it's an out of control area, and I'll say, okay, get the dogs to the vet, and we will pay for the steering. So over and above the ones that we have done, we actually do embrace doing much more, and we can say once again thank you to all of you. But my biggest
let's talk about feeding. We're feeding at least 1,000 dogs a month off property. It's off property, besides our 300 dogs and animals that we have on our premises here. That's off property. And education, how many schools did we...
So there's the exciting part.
How many schools visited, or did we visit last year?
No, it's not how many schools we visited. How many learners crossed our threshold and how many schools we visited. So we came up with a number, because this is a bit blurry, because not a day goes by where one of the Onderstepoort interns will say, can we please bring a team up? So that's all education, that's all learnership. But me, myself, I have touched, and I did the math, 333 schools have crossed our threshold, or I've gone out to the school this year alone. And that for me is my greatest achievement, because I started off as a teacher, and I will always be that teacher who just loves to have an ear to listen, and maybe just one person will be changed, life will be changed because of what we have to say.
Let's talk about rescues. We've rescued about 1,000 dogs this year. Okay. Cats. I don't know the numbers there, but we've rehomed thousands as well. We rehome about 80 a month on average. So these numbers make a big difference when it comes to making space for unwanted animals to come to our shelter, to be rescued, rehabilitated, sterilized, and then rehomed again. So it's all about input and output, so we get the volumes going.
You know, there's a lovely saying as well. As I'm all about the sayings. I'm all about the sayings. But here goes the sayings, is that... yeah, what were we thinking? The saying goes is that a man's walking on the beach, and there are millions of starfish washed up on the shore. And you know, very many children don't know the story of the starfish. And that's like one of my entrance exams, when I say, do you know the story of the starfish? And I tell them, and then they remember. So the story of the starfish, you get millions of starfish which have been washed onto the shore, and they're all dying, right? And a man bends down and he picks up a starfish and he flings it back into the ocean. And somebody says to him, well, what difference does it make? Look at this. And the man says, it made a difference to that one. And we have to remember that as a rescue center, we can't save them all. We would like to.
Rescue and save one at a time. That's how we do it. And thank you, everybody. We wish you a wonderful new year. Everything of the very, very best. May all good things come to everybody in the next year. And Nicholas signing out.
And from Stella, thank you very much, everybody. And once again, Nicholas, What were we thinking?
Gosh, I don't know.